definition of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is deliberate and unwelcome sexual advances, unwanted requests for sexual favors, or certain other sexual offensive conduct. Sexual harassment is committed by men or women in many different roles. Usually men or women use power over the other. And the majority cases are women are sexual harassment by their male bosses or fellow employees. The most important part is that sexual harassment is one-sided and unwanted. There are three categories of sexual harassment. First one, verbal comments, including telling sexual jokes, using sexual offensive profanity. Profanity means dirty words. Also sexual comments or threats and whistling. The second category is non-verbal gesture, including staring at someone. It seems like a person is undressing in one's eyes. Also including displaying sexual pictures, winking or licking one's lips in a suggestive manner. The third category is physical contact, including touching, petting, pinching with hands or bumping with body, cornering or blocking a passageway. It's like that. And also kissing and providing unsolicited on back or on your body. Let's welcome Michelle to give us some example in movie, Western country.
Thank you, Rosina. Okay, although I know all of you have watched the movie, it's North Country, not Western countries. Little error. Okay, I will make a little review of this movie. And this movie is taken place in North America, and it happens in about 1980s to 1990s. And this movie is all about women are being sexually harassed by the majority of men, and women becomes the target of provocation. And my group member has just mentioned that she separated the sexual harassment into three categories. So I have screenshots some of the scenario in this movie, and just to make you more authentic. Okay, so the first one is verbal comments. Verbal comments means people will say profanity to you. Profanity means then dirty language. As you can see, I'm not there to read it. You can just, skin it. And here, which one of these girls gonna be mine? Okay, this is verbal comments. And here the doctor says you look darn good, blah blah blah. And here, if you are a woman, you will feel very offensive when a doctor says you like this. And the third verbal comments. See, Sherry, quiet country, it's really blah blah blah. Okay, this is really offensive to a woman, sorry. Okay, and the second one is non-verbal gesture. And in the movie, the man will put sex toy in women's lunchbox, so you can see. Okay, it's very disgusting. And second, they will put their this is aspirin on women's clothes here. Okay, so this is all non-verbal gesture. And third, it's physical contact. Josie suffered brutal force after she makes complaints the discrimination to the boss. So the man is wrong to punch her or like this. And second, the man wanted to push over the toilet while a woman is inside the toilet. And this is also physical contact too. Okay, so all of these events are women are the suffering sexual harassment. And then my group member will tell you that male will also suffer sexual harassment in the workplace too. I'm going to talk about male sexual harassment. As we know, in the past, men have controlled society and generation for many years, and they have power and high status higher than women, and while women are seen as their belonging. So when we talk about sexual harassment, we might think female is victims and they are harassed by men. But is it possible that harassment happens to male? The answer is yes. Because nowadays, because the awareness of women's rights, women began to fight for their rights and they learn to protect themselves. And some women have taken possession of important status and they have the power that's higher than men. So at this time, harass happened from woman to man. And this is my example, a movie from Horrible Bosses.
What are you doing?
You're gonna give me that dong, Dale.
My dong?
You're gonna fuck my slutty little mouth.
Hear the words you say sometimes? I mean, who talks like that?
Let's have sex on top of her. Let's use her like a band.
Get down, get down. Hey, get off her. God damn you! That's it, okay? You know what? That's crossing the line, so I'm done, Julia. Fuck this, dude. I'm out. I don't need this job, so goodbye. I'm quitting. I'm done.
I'm gonna tell her you fucked me.
What?
If you don't fuck me, I'm gonna tell her that you fucked me.
Okay, tell her whatever the hell you want. She's not gonna believe you.
She already knows that you're a sex offender. And I think once she gets a look at these, she's gonna believe me.
What is that?
Do you remember your first week here, Dale? When I changed the crown on your second bicuspid?
Yeah.
Well, I just took a few pictures of the procedure.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh.
Oh.
You did all this while I was unconscious?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, that's my favorite.
Hey, what? Rape. That's a rape. This is what raping is. You're a raper and you rape me. That's a rape. Rape.
Just relax there, Jodie Foster. Your dick wasn't even hard.
That does not give me any relief.
But it will be next time, and if it is not, this little sweetheart right here is going to get a peek at honey.
Yes, as we can see in the movie, this woman is Dale's boss, and he harassed him badly. And she used dirty and innocent words and offensive behavior to threaten to tell his fiancée that he had sex with her unless he actually had sex with her. And please take it serious, it's not a joke. Many people think that harassment is limited to female. It's wrong. The truth is that this type of experience also damages to men. And although total number of sexual harassment is declining, but men harassment has doubled to 16% of all crimes. And there are some myths of male sexual harassment. Is it sexual titillating for male? And do male always want and benefit from sex with a woman? And if a female wants sex with a man, is he considered lucky? And was their experience not abuse, but that they should have enjoyed it? And this myth caused that these men deeply ashamed of themselves, and they are locked in silence and self-loathing. And someone who dare acknowledge that they are harassed by women, they are coolly laughed at and humiliated. And the myth that men cannot be victimized by women is firmly entrenched in many cultures. So it's not a joke. Men also have right to say no and protect themselves. And besides the sexual harassment in the workplace, we also want to introduce another phenomenon called glass ceiling. Let's introduce Danny.
And I'm going to introduce this term, glass ceiling phenomenon.
And the reason we choose this term, we combine this term into sexual harassment is because both are unequal and both are important issues and both are happening in the working place. And the definition, these terms refer to barriers faced by women who attempt to get senior positions, that means higher positions, in corporations or organizations. And it also refers to racial and ethnic minorities and men when they experience barriers to advancement. And it is glass because it's not usually a visible barrier and the woman may not be aware of its existence until she hits the barrier. And you can see this picture, the line is ceiling and the upper position are always male and the female will get limited. And why and when is this term coming from? The term glass ceiling was coined in a 1986 Wall Street Journal report on corporate women by these two authors. And later there are two studies related on this topic. The first one is breaking the glass ceiling. Can women reach the top of America's largest corporations? And the second book is shattering the glass ceiling. And later, more and more people are talking about this phenomenon. And what causes this phenomenon? There are three reasons. The first one is time, and the second one is gender role socialization as a wife or also as a mother. And the third one is stereotype in working place. And later, Jennifer will introduce more about this.
Okay, so the first reason is the time. Because if you want to be a senior manager, it means that you want to be a higher positions manager. The premise is a master degree and 25 years of work experience. In other words, you need a very long time to become a senior manager. But usually, women don't have enough time to keep working because of gender role socialization, such as giving birth, taking care of children, and so on. In other words, because women have to give birth their children and also need to take care of their children. So compared with men, they don't have such a long time to work in the workplace. And the second reason is gender role socialization. Because women, they are expected to have a family. It means that we will marry first and we will get pregnant and we will give birth. And after our children grown, we need to take care of them. So there are some limited for women because that as a woman we cannot work abroad for a very long time because we cannot leave our children at home. So and we cannot also have unexpected work schedule because as a woman maybe they have to pick up their children at 5 o'clock. So they cannot accept unexpected work schedule. So women cannot fully concentrate on career. So it is mission impossible for women to balancing home life and career simultaneously. You can see this picture. Women have to balance home life and also their career. And the last reason is the stereotype in workplace. When we think a manager, we may think a male. You can see this is a image of the professional CEO. So, and also the words to describe leaders such as ambitious, responsible, leadership, enterprise, and objective are always masculine adjective. So the corporation tend to choose male as their senior position based on the stereotype. In other words, that when the company wants to choose a senior highest manager, they will choose male instead of female, because the stereotype is that we might think that man has more ability to take this position, so female has less opportunity to get high position. And this glass ceiling also happened in Taiwan. In Taiwan, the rate of male manager is 88.6%, while female manager is only 11.4%. So the proportion is 9:1. You can see that there are many men and only one female. So, and And when we talk about the chairperson and the general manager, in other words, the highest position, the rate of females decreased to 4.5% to 4.3%. And we will give you an example of glass ceiling.
Hi, I'm going to share a story about a woman, Carly Fiorina. But before that, look at this page. This woman, in her hand, there's a laundry basket and a teddy bear. There's a pile of documents, and she wears a female woman's suit and high heel shoes. What does it mean? How can a woman strike a balance between her family and her job? She is Carly Fiorina. She is the most powerful woman in the world, as you can see. She has been the chief executive officer of HP. Also, she has been one of the directors of STMC, 台积电. Actually, she was not born in a very rich family. She is a self-made woman. Self-made means she achieved his success by herself. In the very beginning, she was a secretary at a hair salon, and she has been a receptionist in a real estate firm, also English teacher in Italy. She is very diligent and hardworking. After the years, she also became management and also senior vice president of a department and the president of another department. Eventually, she has become a CEO of HP. HP, you must know this corporation, Hewlett Packard Company. It's an American multinational information technology corporation. In 2006, magazine Fortune, it made a list of annual ranking of America's largest corporations, and you can see HP Corporation is 11th. Can you imagine, as a woman, how do you lead an international company with over 300,000 employees? But in appearance, you may think everything goes smoothly in her life. But actually, in many times, she was frustrated or suffered from many things. For example, this picture. In one of these meetings, all of the rest male co-workers said to her, "Hey lady, you may not attend our tomorrow's lunch meeting. Why not?" "Because we have decided to change the restaurant to a script club." Do you know script club? Girls jump up to the table and taking off their clothes and dancing with men. She had to have meet at that place. Also, during her work, she had an unsuccessful marriage. She has divorced to her husband. And there is a bribery. You can imagine that. How can you, her business partner said to her, "Lady, join us, we are not in America." She thought that I can join them so I can make a lot of money for the company, but it's illegal. But what if I didn't join them? I would not be the group of them. But unfortunately, in 2005, she was fired by other directions of HP Corporation. There was a 3-month meeting that he was told to join a meeting to fly over 3,000 kilometers to join the meeting, but she waited over 3 hours for just saying, "We are very sorry about that. We have ready to choose another one as the